You've just clicked on a link, downloaded a file, and bam, your screen goes black. Your files locked up. You've just become a victim of malware, and trust me, it's not a pretty sight. Now, what if I told you that you can actually create something like that? That's right. In this video you'll learn exactly how malware works, how it's made, and how to test it, safely of course. But here's the twist, this isn't about going out there and wreaking havoc. Nope, we're talking about understanding the enemy so you can protect yourself, your systems, and your data. You see, hackers don't need to be some mysterious mastermind to pull this off. They're just a step ahead of most people. But by the end of this video, you'll be the one who's got the upper hand. Alright, let's kick things off with the basics. What exactly is malware? Simply put, malware is any type of software intentionally designed to cause damage, steal information, or otherwise harm a system. Now, you've probably heard of a few types of malware before, like viruses, trojans, and ransomware. Viruses are like the common cold of the digital world. They attach themselves to a clean file or program and spread to others when the infected file is run. The damage can vary, but it usually involves corrupting or deleting data. Trojans are named after the famous Greek myth, and just like the story, they look harmless but carry a hidden payload inside. You might download a file that looks like a legitimate program, but once you run it, the Trojan starts its work, often opening a backdoor for hackers to take control of your system. Then there's ransomware, which is pretty wild. It locks up your files and demands payment, usually in cryptocurrency, for you to get access back. WannaCry, one of the most infamous ransomware attacks, hit over 200,000 computers across 150 countries in 2017. These are just a few examples, but the point here is that malware can take many forms, and it's designed to do anything from spying on your activity to completely wrecking your system. Before we go any further, let's clear something up. This video is all about understanding how malware works, not how to make money off it or cause harm. I want to make sure you know that we're on the right side of things here. So, now that we know what malware is, let's talk about how it actually works. Malware doesn't just show up out of nowhere, it needs a way in. Here's how it typically works. First, malware needs to get onto a system. This can happen through email attachments, malicious websites, infected downloads, or even USB drives. Ever heard of a phishing email? That's one common way malware gets in. You might get an email that looks like it's from someone you know, but once you click on that link or open that attachment, bam! The malware starts working its magic. After infection, malware often tries to spread. It might contact a server to get more instructions, or it might attempt to infect other devices connected to the network. This is how a single piece of malware can take down an entire company or network. Before we jump into the code, let's talk about how to set up a safe environment for testing malware. I can't stress this enough, never test malware on a real system that you care about. Use a virtual machine, VM, to isolate everything from your main setup. A VM is like a sandbox. It's a self-contained environment where you can run potentially dangerous software without the risk of infecting your real system. You can use programs like VirtualBox or VMware Player to set this up. These are free and they're pretty simple to use. Once your VM is set up, you can install a fresh operating system like Windows 10 or Linux on it. This gives you a clean environment to work with. The goal here is to make sure any malware you test stays within that VM and doesn't escape into your main system. Once you've got your VM set up, don't forget to disable your internet connection inside the VM. Now we're getting to the fun part. Let's create some basic malware. Don't worry, this will be simple and totally harmless. We're going to write a small Python script that just opens up Notepad on the system when it's executed. It's not doing anything malicious, but it will give you a sense of how easy it is to create a script that runs when executed. Here's a simple script. When the script runs, a Notepad window will open with the iconic message. You shall not pass! This is the foundation for more complex behavior. If you understand how something as simple as opening Notepad works, you can build on it to create more advanced payloads that do things like steal data, log keystrokes, or open up backdoors for hackers. Let's dig into what makes a piece of malware really dangerous. The payload. The payload is the part of the malware that does the damage. It could delete files, corrupt data, or give an attacker full control over the infected system. The payload is essentially the weapon of malware. You might write a script that opens Notepad, but imagine if the payload opened a hidden backdoor that allowed an attacker to control the system remotely. So, let's say your malware is on a system, and it's doing its thing. But what happens if the user restarts their computer or shuts it down? If the malware isn't designed to stay active, it'll just be gone once the system is rebooted. This is where persistence comes in. A well-designed piece of malware will make sure it runs again after a reboot. It might add itself to the startup folder or modify the system registry so that it executes whenever the computer starts up. Here's an example of how you can add a script to the startup folder in Python. Now, we need to test the malware you just created. This is where your virtual machine comes into play again. Run the script inside the VM and watch how it behaves. Does it open Notepad? Does it activate on startup? You'll also want to use tools like Wireshark to capture network traffic. If your malware is trying to send data out, Wireshark will let you see exactly what's happening. Remember, the whole point of testing is to understand how the malware behaves, so don't be afraid to experiment in your safe environment. Okay, now that you've created and tested some malware, let's talk about how to stop it. Understanding how malware works is only half the battle. The real skill comes in defending against it. First off, always use antivirus software. But don't just rely on antivirus alone. Make sure your firewall is active and keep your software up to date with the latest security patches. So that's how you create basic malware. But if you're really looking to take your skills to the next level, head over to my WOP store. It's the perfect place to get exclusive tools, in-depth resources, and courses designed to sharpen your cybersecurity knowledge. Whether you're just starting or looking to dive deep into ethical hacking, it has everything you need to advance quickly. Don't miss out on this chance to boost your skills and stay ahead in the field. Visit my WOP store now and start mastering cybersecurity today.